Hi guys, Lindsay here with Storybook Family Farm. So today I want to show you guys all of the work that I had gotten done on Tuesday. I did film a video Tuesday showing just how bad the state of some things are here at this homestead, and I really just want to show you guys just how much I was able to get accomplished in just a few hours worth of weed whacking. So here we go. So back over in here, if you guys watched the previous video, you guys know that the weeds were, about 2 feet tall over here. This is the view from over there is the living room window. So this is, what you've seen every day just looking out the window was these very tall weeds that were over in here. So I got them all knocked down and stuff, and that wasn't too big of a deal to do. It wasn't anything too crazy. The stuff that is still here, these are all black raspberry canes. They produced pretty well this summer, so I'm planning on actually leaving them until the springtime. There's quite a few different canes here, so once they actually start developing buds on them, I'm going to make cuttings and basically propagate a bunch of starts that then I can sell this summer at the farmer's market, because this is also not a very good spot for the black raspberries to be at, and there is an abundance of them in a much better spot that actually produced a lot better in another location on the property here. So I figured that'd probably be the best use of my energy to do with them black raspberries, because who doesn't love black raspberries? So the biggest feat that I did was down here by the road. It's kind of exciting to see how much of a change I was actually able to do. So this is the biggest eyesore that we had here that I showed you guys in the previous video. This here was all, like, you can even see this fence here. It was all a bunch of grass that was about 5 foot tall. So I uncovered the fact that there is a nice stone down over here. So I am going to end up probably painting our address on there just so that way it looks nice. And then over in here, I uncovered that there are 2 hidden tires in the ground here. I don't know why they were here, but they're here. So then this all here, I was really hoping, because we knew that there was a fence here that was being used as a trellis for grapes. These are, from my understanding and from tasting them this summer, I was able to get, one decent grape. The rabbit cage was making noise. I was able to get one decent grape off of it this summer, so I do assume that they are Concord grapes. They have seeds in them, so not the greatest because they have the seeds, but Concords do make really good wine, so I am going to try my best to save this grape arbor, but this was way worse than I had anticipated. The sun is like blinding me, so I can't tell on camera if I'm showing this very good or not, but this here, because of the weight of the grape here, grapevines can get very, very heavy. It actually broke this length of the fence, so that will need replaced. But then also down here, it is leaning horrendously, so it's pretty much in derelict states. So I'm probably going to actually tear all of this out very carefully to try to avoid damaging the grape as much as possible, because it can take years for grapes to get like fully established and stuff, to where they're actually producing well. So I don't really want to start from scratch with all of our grapes, because I did plant a bunch of grapes right after we got here. That's what I have, a fence here that goes pretty far down the line here, that has, I think I have like 5 different grape vines planted along the bottom here. So in the next few years, this is going to be a very thick wall of grapes to be able to harvest. And then on the other side of the driveway, I also did the same thing. So it'd be very nice if I can, basically save this grape arbor that's here and make it so we have grapes a lot faster. But so what I'm thinking about doing is actually taking down this wooden arbor here and somehow replacing it with doing more of this fencing and then just the metal T-posts, just because this stuff, it is a really thick gauge of fence. I'm not sure how thick of a gauge that is, but it is a nightmare to try to cut. So that should definitely be able to stand the test of time to keep the grapes up. The other thing that I uncovered, I gotta watch because there's like over in here, there's huge holes. So there was a massive multiflora rose bush over here. It took about an hour and a half for me to cut it all down and stuff, and I know that it'll probably try to come back because the roots are still there and stuff, so eventually I'll have to dig the roots out. But So that arbor that's clear in the back, right back there, that's actually not in that bad a shape. It needs pruned significantly, but there was a third arbor here. It was just held up with like one single strand of wire, so obviously didn't stand a chance. But so it's created this like dome of grapes here that I'm sure critters have probably been living in. And I'm not really sure if that's even salvageable, but there's that dome that's right there, and then right over here is a separate second grapevine that is also domed out. It's not as big, so it's more likely I'll be able to save this one. I'm not, like I said, I'm not even sure if these are going to be salvageable or not. And then like this grape arbor over here, it's not in that bad a shape, but there is a ton of wild clematis that had grown all over it. So we were hoping in the spring that we'd be able to harvest some of the grapes from this arbor here and stuff, because it is actually still standing. It's not in that bad a shape. But the wild clematis very quickly grew up over top of it, completely took it over to where we couldn't even find any grapes on there that didn't have the black rot from just having too much humidity and not enough airflow going through the arbor. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to fix this, because this one here is also held up with, there's some 4x4 posts. I know in camera it's probably really hard to see because there's just so much of that clematis. But so it's just held up with 4x4 posts, and then there's more of just that pieces of wire that are, I don't even know. I don't know what kind of wire it is or anything. Maybe like a clothesline or something. But yeah, this post here is leaning really significantly. So I'm going to have to try to figure out how to, I don't even know what I'm going to do to try to save it. It might even be something that I got to just let it fall down and then rebuild it. I'm not really sure. But yeah, so I was really hoping that little fence over there, that wooden piece, that would actually be salvageable, that it could actually stay, because I thought that it would look really cute and give the house a nice curb appeal. And I like keeping some things of the past here, just so that way, like, it's part of the history of this house, even though the previous owners didn't do a lot of things. Whew, there was a bird that just like came out of this pile of brush here, startled the daylights out of me. But so even though there was a lot of stuff that the previous owners didn't do well and they pretty much trashed the place, there are still some things that I want to try to, salvage and keep, because it is the history of this home and stuff, and I'm kind of a geek about that sort of thing. But yeah, so on this side here, you can see the grape arbor a little bit better. This post here is leaning, but it's not leaning as bad as the first post back there. But as you can see, I mean, there's all this really tall grass, and this is what I was weed whacking down. I'm 5'7", and this grass is taller than I am. So that's what I was spending all day on Tuesday weed whacking, was just trying to basically bushwhack through there to gain access and to even see what was going on. But yeah, so over in here, the posts are much straighter, in better shape and stuff. But then again, you come to this one and it's like the Tower of Pisa, and it's barely even hanging on and stuff. And this is some of the wire that the grapes are currently being held up with. So not anything very structurally sound or strong. If you're doing any sort of grapes or anything like that, like Arctic kiwi or grapes, or any sort of like pretty vining stuff, take into account that they do get heavy over time. That front grape where it broke the fence over there, that is probably like, let me try to figure out, that big around. And when we lived in town, we had a really nice established grape arbor there. It was there before we moved there, and it was probably 4 to 5 inches around in diameter, the base of it was. So they can get very big and very heavy. So definitely take that into consideration if you guys are going to start planting any grapes this year. Make sure that you have a very strong, sturdy base for them to climb up. But so that's it for today. It is quite chilly out, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to get done outside today. But I figured I'd bring you guys along so that way you can see just some of the progress of what all I got done, because it just, you couldn't even, before I started all this, like, you couldn't even see into there. And So if you guys didn't catch my previous video, go ahead and click on that and watch that, so that way you guys can see just how much of a transformation this has been. So I'm very much so looking forward to spring, get some flowers planted in here, and just really make it so the house has some nice curb appeal. Alright, so if you guys are enjoying this content, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends on social media, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to help us grow. We'd greatly appreciate it. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.